Good morning, y'all. Well, it's day 97, and I am leaving the Lookout Hostel. Slept well in a bed, and I think there was only 3 or 4 other hikers there. But yeah, today is going to be a real test of sorts. First of all, as you noticed in the picture, last night I do have a broken trekking pole, so couldn't really order one and get it here before Saturday, and I'll be in Delaware Water Gap by then. I could go to the outfitter and buy one. So that wasn't an option. But what it did was, where it broke was right above the upper sleeve. The trekking poles collapsed. There's 3 different sleeves, kind of like a telescope. And I just pushed the middle sleeve further up into the upper one, and it gives it a lot of support, and taped it, and then extended the bottom sleeve out as far as I could so it'll match its mate in my other hand, so they're the same length. And we'll see how that works. If it works, great. If it doesn't, I'll hobble on one trekking pole. It'll make me slower, and I'll buy a new one when I get into Delaware Water Gap in a few days. The other test will be my knee. My knee actually is the worst of everything. It took the brunt of the fall, kind of swollen and bruised, but I'm able to walk on it. But we'll see how that goes. And then the third thing is, it is supposed to rain a lot today, starting at about 11 a.m. It did rain last night. The trail is wet. Those rocks are going to be slippery when I get up there. There's 2 major areas that are both several miles each today. One is called the Knife's Edge, and just like it sounds, this is pretty edgy, and that's going to slow me down a lot, and it's going to make those rocks slippery, so I'm going to lose a lot of time in that area. And then the other place is when you come out of Palmerton, the next town I'm going to hit, there's a straight up, almost like a ladder, and you'll see that footage. You'll see how high I am and what's behind me, and that'll take a while because that's almost mountain climbing. It's all placement of feet and hands. I won't even use my trekking poles in that area probably, and that'll slow you down. And then that's it. I did find another little hostel bed and breakfast inn, something, in this little town called Danielsville, and the lady is really nice, and she told me if I get in trouble, call her. She'll come pick me up at the nearest road crossing. Otherwise, if I make it, which I hope I do, it's going to be a 19-mile day, so that's a pretty big undertaking through the rocks, and that's why I'm leaving it right now. It is 6 o'clock in the morning, but no rain right now, so if I'm lucky, I'll get through Knife's Edge before the rain starts at 11 a.m. It's coming up here in just a second. With the rain and the rocks, I don't know how much video and footage I can take today. I'm going to have my hands full on my poles and rock scrambling and everything, and just keeping my phone dry. It got wet a few days ago, if you remember, and ran down the battery. So yeah, I got some challenges today, but we'll get through it. May take me all day and into the night, but I'll get there. All right, that's the morning update and all the challenges today, so let's hit it. Let's get going.
This is Palmerton, Pennsylvania, and hikers are warned about where to fill up our water bottles in this area. It's a friendly town on the 18, and it was also a community that was part of the Underground Railroad in the 1800s. But it wasn't incorporated until 1912 when it became a company town for the New Jersey Zinc Company. And it was this company's practices and industrial activities for the next 80 years that left the community with an enormous smelting residue pile called the Cinder Bank. The Cinder Bank is what holds 35 million tons of rocky waste slag. It is the hazardous byproducts from their mining operations. According to the EPA, this toxic waste pile extends for 2.5 miles, 1,000 feet wide, and over 100 feet high. In addition, the smelting operations released heavy metals like lead, zinc, and cadmium into the air and waters throughout this Blue Mountain and surrounding area. Over 3,000 acres of vegetation died, and that's still present today. Horses, cattle, and fish were shown to contain contaminants, and the children tested positive for lead for many years to come. Eventually, the evidence and an awareness brought the zinc smelting to an end in 1980. It was added to the Superfund National Priorities List in 1983. A settlement of $20 million in cash and property was reached in 2009 for damages to natural resources, but even in 2021, another $7 million was paid after more violations of the Clean Air Act were noted in 2017 and 19, from their management and storage and failure to preventing the release of even more hazardous waste. Hey y'all. So day 97 has come to an end, and it went pretty well for me. I was able to use my trekking pole, which was broken yesterday. I repaired it last night, and it worked out pretty well for me today. My knee and my ankle and a few other things were pretty sore today, but I was able to make it. And I went 19 miles, and there was some tough sections. Today was a tough day for anybody, healthy or not healthy. I went left from the hostel this morning, and the first big thing I had to do was get through Knife's Edge, which is just that. It's just a edge ridge line of rocks that just angle up at like 60 degrees, and you basically have to climb and walk along those rocks for several miles. And a lot of times you're scooting, you're on your tail end just sliding around because you really can't walk on it. It's too steep, and I wasn't totally sure my trekking pole was going to hold up. And so I got through that. There was just so many more rocky sections, and then came down into Palmerton, and then came back out the other side. That's Lehigh Gap, and that was a steep climb, and you could see some of the views behind me. But yeah, it's like straight up, and you can go back and see the river and the bridge and everything that I had crossed earlier. But that's a tough climb. And while I was on that climb, it started raining. That's when the rain finally came today. So it was pretty slippery and kind of hairy in a few places, but I got over it. And really, the next couple miles were really nice, but then the last mile and a half was nothing but rocks again. And then I called, and I'm staying here at the Filbert Bed and Breakfast, and I actually have a real bed tonight. So, yeah, I haven't been a few places like this. I stayed in a hotel a couple times, one of which was just recently at the Microtel with Jay. But yeah, I got my own room, and yeah, this is really big living here. So yeah, I got here and was able to get cleaned up and laundry again. I was just soaking wet from the rain and the sweat and everything, and ate dinner. And but yeah, good day. Man, staying at a nice place. And tomorrow I'll do probably 15 miles is the only shelter. Today and tomorrow, there are some 9 and 10 mile sections where there are no water sources. So that was another headache today with all the other challenges, was that I had to carry a lot of water. Even though it's raining, the streams just aren't, they just don't exist to hold water. So I have that same problem tomorrow, and then I'll have a pretty big day Saturday to get into Delaware Water Gap, but I should be able to do it. So that's it. I'm okay. I'm gonna keep walking. It was funny this morning. One of the hikers said, "I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna fight the rain," and they stayed another day at the hostel. And then there were 2 other hikers there, and one said they were done. They had it. She said, "I'm not walking in Pennsylvania anymore." She called a shuttle and drove the 50 miles on to Delaware Water Gap. And I think the other hiker joined her because I never saw him catch up with me. So yeah, the rocks take a toll on people, not just physically, but mentally. You just kind of say, "I've had enough," and they quit. And that's what happened to at least 2 of them today, it looks like. So I get it. It's challenging in so many ways, not just physically, but mentally. You just kind of want to be done with Pennsylvania, and I will be in 2 days. So yeah, I'm holding up good, holding up well, and I think my knee's going to be okay. It is swollen, it is bruised, but I was able to do 19, so I'm happy with it. So that is it. I get a big breakfast in the morning and back on trail, and I only have to do 15 tomorrow, so I'm kind of getting a little lesser day tomorrow, so that'll be nice. So thanks everybody for hanging in there with me, and all the comments, and I'll see you in the morning. Thanks, y'all. Bye-bye.